Hello and thank you for watching my video. Today it's been a while since we last did a PvP video and I wanted to do a video on a build that I found very effective in actually winning a lot of games. So this is the start of the new PvP League season. You can see here this is PvP Season 3. I'm actually on a pretty decent run so far. I've played 8 games, all as this warrior build, and won 7. It's pretty impressive. I'm in Sapphire, so this was straight off in Sapphire because I got to Diamond last season. And it's a fantastic build. It gives us great survivability, great amounts of damage, and you can pretty much outlast anyone in a 1v1 situation, as long as you get your rotations right. So let's talk about this build. First off, I'll talk about the weapons. So we have the longbow and then the mace shield. Now, this isn't, I'll say for a start, this isn't my particular build at all. You can go and find this on many different sites and you'll see many people recommending this. This is, obviously, you've had, for example, the Hambo build, which was very popular for warriors a while ago. And you've had a number of other connotations with the longbow, and now we've actually got this mace. You can call it a MaceBow build, but it's this mace shield and longbow build. So let's see how it works. We're going to go into the build. The longbow, we actually have the Sigil of Doom and the Sigil of Geomancy, because when we swap, we'll inflict poison and bleeding. Now this is a Condi build, so it does have a lot of condition damage and a lot of sustain on this. For the mace and the shield, we'll actually go for Sigil of Frailty and Sigil of Torment. Again, that extra bit of condition damage. And for the rune, we have Rune of the Crate. Again, one of the reasons why is because we actually get the opportunity to increase our, when we use our elite skill, we inflict bleeding, torment, and poison for 8 seconds, and that's a 30-second cooldown on that, which our elite skill is here is headbutt, and that's every 20 seconds. So generally this will proc quite often as well. And we actually have the Wanderer's Amulet, so we've got precision, toughness, condition damage, and expertise. So again, using the Rune in the Crate, it's a lot on the condition damage, and that's shown by using some of these skills. So let's look at the traits. We actually run Discipline, Defense, and Berserker. For Discipline, we run 2-3-3. We get Adrenaline on Weapon Swap. We get faster movement while wielding melee weapons, and movement skills break immobilization. So that quickness is actually pretty handy to take with you. We get weapon swapping recharges 5 seconds faster. So again, it means that when you swap weapons quicker, you actually gain adrenaline quicker. You remove conditions when you swap weapons, so if you've got a lot of conditions on you, keep swapping those weapons. Every 5 seconds you can remove a condition. We gain Might on Weapon Swap, and Burst skills recharge 15% faster. So Burst skills, you're looking at obviously things like the F1 skill and the F2 skill. And Burst skills deal more damage and restore a portion of the adrenaline spent on you. So this actually is really impressive to actually get your adrenaline back up and constantly use this F2 skill. Which actually does a hell of a lot of damage. This is the Rage Berserk skill, and I'll show you that in a minute, what we actually get and why this is such a crucial part of the build. For defense, we gain toughness while our health is above 75%. We reflect missiles when we block. So we look here, we've actually got a shield stance for 3 seconds, and we have a counter blow as well with the mace. So we've got a couple of different blocks there, and we're actually going to be reflecting missiles. Shield skills will also recharge faster. That's why we actually have a 20-second recharge on our shield stance. So we've got a lot of survivability in this combination. We activate Endure Pain when we're struck below 50%. So again, something that's going to help us survive. It's a 4-second duration. It breaks, stun, and we don't take any damage. Obviously, we can still suffer from conditions in that regard. And we gain Retaliation when we block or are struck by a critical hit. And Retaliation gives you extra toughness. So when we do block using these skills, we'll get Retaliation and we'll get an increase in toughness. And Cleansing Ire, so gain adrenaline when hit. Remove a condition for every bar of adrenaline spent when you hit with a burst skill. So the whole point is you may get a lot of conditions on you, but you can actually get access to this a lot quicker and use it a lot more as well. And then we have Berserker, so we get access to Berserk. We get reduced recharge on primal burst skills and berserk mode. We get increased damage and condition damage when you enter or exit berserk mode, and taking fatal damage while in berserk mode will heal you. So that's kind of a big hint to say, right, stay in this. We gain boons when activating berserk mode, and we gain stability when in berserk mode, and also gain stability and might when you break out of stun. So let's actually have a look for the traits for the utilities. We run Berserker Stance, so obviously we're going to be immune to the conditions. We also get Endure Pain. We've got Shattering Blow, which is again a block. It actually reflects projectiles. We gain Boons, which is stability, and we inflict a lot of bleeding. And we've got this Headbutt, which is a stun as well. So as you can see here, we're just going to have a go at the Lord and just see if we can actually get some damage on us. So you can see here our adrenaline bar going up quite quickly. We're getting hit a lot. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pop some heal skills. We're going to go into Primal Rage. And you can see here how quickly it recharges. Look at what we actually do. We do a hell of a lot of condition damage with our Mace and Shield. With our Berserk skill. Again, we can go with a Shield actually interrupt them, and again inflict a hell of a lot of conditions on them. So let's look at the caster here. We'll attack the caster and just put some mace hits on them, and we'll put the again the block skill there, and then we'll go into F2 and then F1, and boom, he's already dead. So really handy to go there. Generally this is a really fun build. You can swap into the longbow. Again, you can see the quickness and the weapon swap when I'm actually in combat. So again, you can see it's a 5-second cooldown. We've actually removed conditions when we do this. We're going to go back in again. We'll swap weapons, and we get that might, extra bit of might. So we can inflict a lot of conditions, get a lot of boons, and it's generally a lot of survivability. Downsides, very little. Again, this is a very good build to have a one-on-one. Revenants, Necros, Dragon Hunter, Thieves. You can pop pretty much anything that you can counter them all. I think Thieves, if they come in and then you can actually, use your Endure Pain to stop them bursting you down, then eventually you'll be able to, use these stuns like the Shield Bash, like the Headbutt, to try and focus the target and keep them in a specific position. So let's actually go over to the DPS waypoint, and we've got a golem that wanders around. So this one here. So the point is that this is a moving target. So how can we stop it? If we're fighting a thief who's running around, well, how can we stop it? We're trying to keep up with it, but the thieves can be faster than us. So we'll use the skill 3, Forestry, that blocks him, that stuns him, and then we get the Headbutt again, and that stuns him, and then we can go in and pop all these conditions. You'll see that the Skull one again, this Skull Grinder is also a stun, dazes them, and boom. So it's very easy to actually stop an enemy from escaping. And so if this build I found that fantastically works very, very well. I've been up against players who are at the equivalent level. They're not just, random, sapphires that are, most of the season the way in. This is the beginning of the season. This is generally what a lot of decent players that got to Diamond and Legendary will be at. And so I've come up against some of these players, and this build very rarely gets me killed. If it gets me killed, it's because I've been overwhelmed 3-on-1, and eventually I'll end up taking them all out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you some footage of me playing now, and hopefully you'll be able to just see some of the examples of my gameplay, and hopefully it will actually be of use for you. So here you can see that we're actually one-on-one with an engineer, and the engineer has a lot of sustain. You can see he's using the slick shoes, but I've got stability, so they're not going to knock me down. Very, very handy to have. He's got me down to less than 50% health. That's where one of my traits, Endure Pain, actually takes effect. He's got a lot of boons on him, but I'm inflicting a lot of conditions, doing a lot of stuns. You see I interrupted again with a daze, and we're doing significant interrupts to stop him getting a lot of his skills off. You see here, I don't have too much conditions on me, so I'm not switching too much. He's gone into tornado form, and I'm going to try and put as many conditions on him as possible, try and dodge his tornado. He does pop a lot more stability on me, but I will get him down eventually with some of the longbow skills. So there we go. When the engineer does go into tornado form, although it does give a lot of stability and knockbacks, it generally has weak abilities to counter things. So that was a nice 1v1 to start off with. Then we're into a bit of a multi-match we're going on, and you can see here we've got the control of the... Well, we have got control of the point, and we're just going to finish off this Necro. But what you're going to see here is going to be me and this other guy here, Trafalgar, who's actually a Necro who's down very, very low on health. He's let about 25% health, and then the Mesmer comes in with the one on the ledge there. He's actually going to come in and spike down the Mesmer, who hasn't been able to heal up, and 25% health gets downed. However, I'm going to come in, I'm going to use my headbutt to interrupt, then we're going to start to try and res, because it's going to be cleaving down a lot with the Necro doing a lot of damage to him, and then I'm going to pop the Berserk phase and lovely bit of fire field to cleave him down and get the kill there. So the ability to come in, one of the great abilities about this is not only do you have the interrupts with the shield and the mace, you also have that headbutt, which can be a vital skill as we eventually do cleave him down. And headbutt can save a lot of your fellow allies. So now we're on Kylo, and you're going to see us a bit of a fight here. This is actually one I wanted to show you. Just, you know, you can see two of my colleagues, well, in fact, all my team's dead apart from me, and I'm just going to survive here. I want to show you the survivability. I'm outnumbered, you know, I was probably 4 on 1 here, and let's see how long I can actually survive. You can see I'm doing some blocks going on. I've got the Berserk skill, and then it's going to come back up again. I use the bleeds with the blocks. I'm going to pop the healing signet. I've swapped weapons to get rid of a few conditions. Use headbutt again. I'm going to swap weapon again, although I didn't actually get enough time to do that, and they eventually kill me, but they end up having to leave the point, and my team was successful. So here we go, we've got another 1v1. Again, this is against an engineer who's popping a lot of boons already. He's already got this field up, so I'm going to have to go into the mace shield combo, and we're going to see how I fare against him. Now again, he's gone into Juggernaut form this time, which obviously is a bit of a random, you know, whether or not you get that or not. And you can see here, I'm just trying to put as many conditions on him as possible, because I know he hasn't got any condition removal right now. Doing a few dodges, and I'll try and stun him a little bit. Again, doing some blocks. He's still in the Juggernaut form, and now because he's gotten low, he's actually had to use one of his elixirs, and we've got him in a good position. We're pretty low on health. However, we're down to 3,000 health. If we go into Berserk form now, you can see here I've gone into Berserk form. What you'll see is my health popped up. What that was is because if you die during Berserk phase, you get healed. Really great survival trait, and that really helped me stay alive in this. And I'm just cleaving in because I know I've won this fight, and I just don't care about the stomp. And so there we go. However, what you're going to see now is that he respawns along with 2 of his party members, and I'm in trouble here. 3v1. I'm like, oh crap, let's get the hell out of here. I've got a Necro on me. And again, this is going to show you how good the survivability is. I'm not going to last too long here, but you can see me. I'm showing you what I'm actually popping, doing headbutt. I've got 18 stacks of bleeds on me, but I'm not taking too much condition damage, and that's because I've got a bit of resistance going on. Using those condi clears as well by swapping weapons, I'm actually able to cleanse some conditions. I'm using healing signet to pulse me resistance. Got my shield 5 that I could use there. I've been actually mowed, but that's only a short temporary mower. Swap weapons again to give me a bit more condi clear. And, you know, we've got a triple cap here, and I'm just surviving it. It was a 3-on-1. I now have a couple of allies that have come to join me. But this is the crucial thing about this build. It does give you a huge amount of survivability to hold on to a point for as long as you can to try and get back up. So this build is phenomenal right now. It's a terrific build. There are obviously disadvantages, and in certain situations you can get burst down. However, generally, if you're looking for a build that can keep you surviving, you know, using this weapon swap, going into Berserk mode, it's very effective. And again, we've actually managed to hold on to that point. You can see we're dominating the point, the map at this particular time. So sticking with Kylo, I've just respawned, and I wanted to show you against an Ellie who's a bit of a tanky Ellie, what this build can do. So you can see here, I'll use the headbutt, and then I use the shield. So those 2 interrupts just meant that he spent around 4 seconds unable to do anything. And that is how you can get an easy kill. Using those interrupts can be very effective. And so here we go. We're actually going to be, we're on here on Legacy of the Foe Fire, and reason why I'm running to this point here, even though you can see on the minimap that we already had 1 person here, is because I know that there are 2 Necros on their way. So I'm going to help out. There's 2 Necros against my fellow warrior, so it's 2 warriors versus 2 Necros. So let's see who's going to come out on top. You can see there I went for the interrupt. We've got the shield bash, and again with the headbutt, he's not able to do any skills. He's got some minions, but that's about it. And here we go. So we've eventually got him down very, very effectively. The other Necro is going to try and res him, but we've got the stomp. My colleague's gone down. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and shield bash him. I think we've got the Condi on him. Let's try and res him up, actually. He's got 13 stacks of bleeds. That should be effective for now. We've got the res. One of our other party members came in to help out as well. And he's going to retreat out of there. So this build is very, very good again for a bit of interrupting. That's one of the mainstays of this build, as well as being able to cleave conditions. And again, we're on Legacy, and I just wanted to show you again the effectiveness of that. So yeah, that interrupt there got that Guardian just as he was popping some healing skills and doing some effective counters. And just that interrupt means that he can't do anything, and he's going to be out of the game. And so there we go. That is an effective way. So now you can see we are coming up, we've got a lot of big battles, a lot of minions going on, and I wanted to show you again just how effective you can be in a outnumbered situation. You can see the amount of conditions I've got going on me. I'm going to pulse resistance, which is fantastic in this build. I've been in the opposite situation where I've come up against a warrior, they're pulsing resistance, and I can't do anything about it. Again, we'll try and use the weapon swap for as much as possible, and try and put down that fire field to try and cleave some of those minions, I hope. And again, we're struggling here. Can I get the interrupt? No, I can't. I can't get the interrupt on him. Unfortunately, he rezzed there. My targeting wasn't good enough on that point. Again, we're trying to use the bit of cleaving going on, and also trying to interrupt some of these Necros who are trying to get the reses off. So you can see there the Guardian got res up of one of his party members. But for this build, I wanted to show you just some different fights and to show you how you can actually use these skills. Again, you've got the headbutt, which I'm currently on cooldown, so I couldn't interrupt there. But the ability to survive is fantastic. You've got several blocks that really, they can't do anything about it. You can see a couple of more people are down, and because we went into berserk mode, we were going to get downed, but we have that trait that gives us a lot more health if we do take a killing blow, and so that really healed us back up again. So that's a good thing to be wary of. If you are going to be going down, get into your berserk mode, because it's likely you might get a little bit of healing. So I'm hoping this action, even though some of it hasn't been fantastic, it gives you an idea of the rotations and some of the different ways you can actually survive in a fight. And, generally this build is a very, very effective build. I've got a very high win rate percentage on this build. Again, any other questions, I'd recommend checking out metabattle.com. It's a fantastic site. They got some great builds on there. Check it out and leave any comments in the section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.